All right, we should be going live now. And let's see, YouTube is live. Instagram is now live. My sound is good, and let's go.
60 Minutes Overtime.
What did you get out of this deal that you wanted?
Well, I got sort of everything that we wanted. We got no rare earth threat. That's gone, completely gone. We have tremendous amounts of dollars pouring in because we have very big tariffs, almost 50%. We never had anything in terms of tariffs, although I put tariffs on China, but Biden let it lapse by the fact that he gave exemptions on almost everything, which was just ridiculous. But we have billions and billions of dollars coming in, and we have a very good relationship. I mean, we have a great relationship with a powerful country, and I've always felt if we can make deals that are good, it's better to get along with China than not. If you can't make the right kind of a deal, then not. Because, you know, China, along with many other countries, they're not alone in this. They've ripped us off from day one. They've ripped us so much. They've taken trillions of dollars out of our country. And now it's the opposite. I mean, we're doing very well with China, and hopefully they're going to do very well with us. But I do think it's important that China and the U.S. get along, and we get along very well at the top. They came to the table. We met in South Korea, as you saw. A lot of people watched.
He's been saying that for a little while. It's, I mean, they had to have known that he wanted to do that, but that would probably, I'm sure that would motivate them for sure to come to the table.
And we made a really good deal. And it was good for them also, I hope. I mean, I want it to be good for both sides, but we'll be taking in hundreds of billions of dollars in the form of tariffs. You know, tariffs are incredible because they really give us great national security. As an example, when they pulled the rare earth on us and the rest of the world, if we didn't have tariffs to fight back, I immediately instituted a 100% tariff over and above what
What's up, Tamara?
they were already paying.
Yeah, this time you're first. Holy cow. What's happening?
And when I did that, they immediately came to the table. Without tariffs, we would not have had that privilege. We would have not have had that right. Tariffs give us national security and great wealth.
You talked about those rare earth minerals. Of course, my understanding is about 90%.
Susan on the Instagram chat says tariffs are paid by the U.S. citizens. No, actually, not really. Not even generally no, and usually not.
% of them come from China. That's
Right
their,
now,
yeah.
but within a short period of time, we'll have everything we need for ourselves. You know, we've instituted it.
And by the way, if somebody wants to call in and you want to get your voice heard, and you want to go live, you want to talk about something, feel free. I'm taking callers live.
An emergency program.
Billions and billions.
And we will have, within a year from now to a year and a half, we'll have everything we need, no matter what kind of a threat is.
He loves those. He loves the word billion. Billions and billions and billions.
How? How do we do that?
Because we've taken over. First of all, you saw the partnerships what we've established with Japan, with Australia, with UK, with...
What's up? Hakala. What's up, Jason?
Just about everybody, frankly, and we're all doing it together. You know, this wasn't a threat against the United States. This was really a threat against the world. So the whole world has come together, I think, at our behest. And
Charlie says, I'm glad you corrected Susan. Yep, exactly, bro. We as Americans do not pay the tariffs. Other countries do, and it's leverage. And as Democrats say, Democrats love to say that, oh, but that gets passed on to Americans. No, it doesn't. In some cases, some prices increase. In some cases, not all and not most.
rare earths, within 2 years, rare earths will really cease to be a problem.
The one thing that China wants, but it doesn't have, is the world's most advanced semiconductors.
That's right.
That's what
That's
the
right.
United States has. Will you
Chips in particular.
Chips, that's right. Will you allow the chip maker NVIDIA to sell their
Susan is captured by the left. She now says tariffs are not helping American consumers. Wrong.
most advanced chips to China?
No, we won't do that. But
It's not on the table at all.
we will let them.
American consumers are the entire nation of America. We're all consumers. We're all consuming. Every single last one, every single person here in America. And tariffs help us overall in our country.
Deal with.
And they actually help us consumers that want jobs because it brings jobs back to America.
With NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the prime company in the world for that. And we will let them deal with NVIDIA, but not in terms of the most advanced. The most advanced, we will not let anybody have them other than the United States.
Because then they would win the AI race.
Well, they wouldn't win it necessarily, but they would certainly have an equal advantage. Right now, we're winning it because we're producing electricity like never before by allowing the companies to make their own electricity, which was my idea, which nobody frankly had thought of. These massive plants that are being built are building their own electric generating plants along with the plant itself. And that gives them all the electric they need without going to an old grid that's, 150 years old. And they're making it themselves. And then they're selling back any excess electricity into the grid. So we benefited always. But most importantly, it allows the companies to go immediately forward. We're getting approvals done in 2 and 3 weeks. It used to take 20 years. And we are leading the AI race right now by a lot. We are leading it by numbers that people have no idea. It's been really great. We've been very, very far-reaching for it. Look, that's the new internet. That's the new.
We needed to unlock the power that we had with energy. And we're really, really lucky that Trump won the last election so that he can tap into the raw energy that we have, the capabilities that we have as a country to produce energy. And that energy is very much necessary to be the leader in AI and processing power. And so that is literally a result of Trump being president. We will be the leaders in AI if we're not already.
Everything all put together. The the economy. They can produce things that we don't want to produce because it's not really worth our while. Making undergarments, making this, certain things. We don't want to do that. And we can buy them inexpensively from other places in the world while we can lead the world in AI and chips and lots of other things. Within 2 years from now, we'll have 40 or 50% of the chip market. What's happening? The biggest companies are leaving Taiwan. They're coming into the United States because of tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, they wouldn't be doing it.
In how many years you think we'll be producing?
I think in 2 years, we'll start opening up plants and we'll have a very substantial portion of the chip market. Right now, we have almost none. We should have had 100%. If we had presidents that knew anything about business or knew what they were doing, because frankly, they didn't, we lost 50% of our automobile business. It's all coming back. We lost 100% of the chip. It used to be all Intel and other companies. And what happened is other countries came in and they stole our chip business and we didn't charge tariffs. If we would have charged, let's say, a 100% tariff, none of those companies would have left, but they all left. Now they're all coming back, Nora, because the only way they avoid the tariffs is to build in our country. If they build in our country, make their plant and make their product in our country, then it's a very simple thing. They don't have any tariff to pay. And that's what they want to do. And so instead of...
Like so many companies have already agreed to and have begun building. Car manufacturers, Apple, NVIDIA. I mean, you could just go on and on and on and on. It's the biggest companies in the world.
Charging somebody a 100% tariff and you can make your product outside. They come in and they make, and this is why we have $17 trillion being invested in the United States right now. But just to show you how big that is, it's the biggest in history by many times. No other country's seen anything like it. The Biden administration in 4 years did less than $1 trillion. We have $17 trillion, more than $17 trillion right now, and I'm in my 9th month. By the time we finish up, I think we're going to have over $20 trillion invested in the United States or to be invested in the United States.
How will that trickle down to the average worker?
Because of jobs, because they're building plants. We're bringing back the auto industry into our country. We lost 58% of the automobile manufacturing business to other countries. We used to be the king of automobile and
Charlie in Instagram, he says, I wouldn't have seen this 60 Minutes interview if not for your page, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Glad you're getting something out of this, man.
Automobile manufacturing. And now we're not really the king anymore, as you know. Within a year and a half, 2 years, we're going to be the king again. We're going to, as an example, I was also in Japan, as you know, in South Korea. We had the biggest Japanese companies are investing billions of dollars of building auto plants in the United States. If I weren't elected,
I love it, bro. Here we go. What's up, Random?
We would be losing all of these jobs. We would be losing far more of the auto industry. We would be nowhere in chips. Our country would have been bankrupt, and we would have had a bigger welfare role. They would have expanded welfare and forgotten about everything else. Now we're building a country that's going to be so strong. I don't know if you saw the last numbers in terms of employment. They're all non-government jobs, not just government. Government jobs are easy. I could immediately do anything I want with government jobs. I'd just say we're going to add on 1 million government jobs, and you're going to say, oh, what wonderful numbers. They don't mean anything. We are building jobs at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
Hell yeah.
But when all of these plants that are currently under construction and to be under construction, when they open, we're going to have an economy like our country has never seen before, the strongest economy in the world. We're doing very well. By the way, the stock market just hit, perfect timing for your show, just hit an all-time high. We're doing really well.
He really is, with the stock market and everything else, and not only that, but with the inflation. It's not. I'm not saying that he brought inflation lower. Democrats in the last year and a half of the Biden administration did what they could to bring the inflation down so that they could help the reelection. But what Trump is doing right now for inflation is he has things that he's started and in place currently that will keep inflation down and over time help bring it down lower. Mark my words.
Can I ask you,
smart
Mr.
people,
President, on that
definitely.
point, though?
Yeah.
When the stock market is doing well, that
By the way, guys, it looks like I'm gonna hit, hopefully hit 8,000 subscribers today. I got a live subscriber count right here, and I'm watching it go up. So thank you guys for subscribing, and thank you for supporting me.
doesn't affect everybody, not everybody.
You get more credit if you didn't lie, bro. You could just be honest.
I wouldn't be inclined.
There are points you could make against President Trump that I'll give you. I'm not going to give them to you till you say them, though. But there are points you can make without lying.
To say that I would do that, but because
And I, like most people on the right, don't always agree with everything everyone on the right does. I don't agree with everything Trump does. And that's what makes the right better than the left, is you can find people that get along, that don't agree on everything.
I don't talk to a reporter about whether or not I'm going to strike. I'm not going to, you're a wonderful reporter, you're very talented, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with Venezuela, if I was going to do it or if I wasn't going to do it.
Why do we need an aircraft carrier and strike group outside?
It's got to be somewhere.
Okay.
It's a big one.
It leads to the suggestion that
That's
the United
true.
States military can
I like that. Why do we need an aircraft carrier out somewhere? It's got to be somewhere. We got aircraft carriers, bro. What do you do with aircraft carriers? Do you put them in Texas? Do you put aircraft carriers in Minneapolis with the Somalians? With Tampon Tim? No, they belong in the water.
planning a larger operation involving Venezuela.
Well, we're not going to allow countries from, it's countries from all over the world coming in. They come in from the Congo, where we just settled that war. But they come in from the Congo. They come in from all over the world. They're coming, not just from South America. But Venezuela in particular has been bad. They have gangs, Tren de Aragua. Do you ever hear of it?
Of course.
Most vicious gang anywhere in the world. They cut people's hands off if they call up the cops. They call up the police, and they said, "Did you call the police?" "Yes, I did. You took my apartment. You live in my building. You took my apartment." They cut his hand off. "Don't ever call the police again."
I
These are
fully
animals. Wait a minute. And they came in from Venezuela. Worst gang, probably the worst gang, most vicious gang in the world. And you know what I did in Washington, D.C.? We had a lot of them. I took care of business. They're gone. Washington, D.C. right now is a very safe place, as it should be. Washington, D.C., before I got here, was almost like a crime capital of the world. It's a capital of this country. To me, it's the capital of the world. You see the way they treat me. I go to Japan. I go to South Korea. I go to China. Any place I go. And you know what I call that? Respect for our country. They didn't treat Biden that way. When Biden went there, first of all, he hardly went anywhere. The guy couldn't leave his bedroom. But
when he went, he fell asleep. We literally I could pull up videos right now of Biden falling asleep whenever he went abroad.
They didn't treat Biden that way. They had no respect for Biden, falling up the stairs, going to an airplane 3 times. I mean, this is a man who should have never been president. This was a rigged election. And we have to get back. We have to get to the bottom of that also, because we don't want that to ever happen again. You see what's going on. We don't ever want that to happen again. Look what happened to our country by having Biden as the president. Our country went to hell. And if we had another couple of years, if Kamala had won the election, our country right now would be finished. It was a dead country, and now we have the...
We literally dodged one with Kamala, bro. Thank goodness she didn't get elected. She wrote a whole book on her. She literally wrote a whole book blaming everyone else on her loss, her losing the election, but herself. She blamed literally everyone else but herself. Insane, bro. You literally lost the election all by yourself. How are you going to go write a book because you're broke and you spent all your money and you didn't know how to handle anything? How are you going to write a whole book blaming the whole world? They called their own side misogynist for not voting for her. Can you imagine being a Democratic voter and they call you misogynist for not voting for Kamala?
Hottest.
For Kamala losing, you might have even voted for her, yet they still call you misogynist, bro. It's crazy.
Country anywhere in the world, we have the strong.
And then Barack Obama shaming black people. What the
stock
hell?
Market. We have everybody wants to come in. A year ago, we were a dead country. Right now, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Think of that. And I did that.
Don't make me pull up clips of Kamala word salads, bro. It's endless. The internet is tired of it, honestly.
In 9 months, and it's only going to get better.
Let's talk about...
I'm saying the internet itself has so many videos of Kamala word salads. The internet itself is exhausted of it.
Israel. You got the remaining Israeli hostages out of Gaza. You arranged a ceasefire. However fragile
Beta
that may
Wade.
be. Those are
It's
major...
not fragile. Iran wants to make a deal. They don't say that, and they probably shouldn't say. No good deal maker would, but Iran very much wants to make a deal. The key to Middle East peace, I made Middle East peace. For 3,000 years, they couldn't do it. I did it. And I did it with some very good partners in Israel. But the key to the Middle East peace was knocking the hell out of their potential nuclear. When we, with those beautiful B-2 bombers, we just ordered 20 brand new ones, the newest and the greatest, but with those beautiful B-2 bombers, when they went in there and they blew the hell out of that, potential nuclear weapon site, there were 2 of them actually, and every single missile hit every single air shaft,
I agree, Ashley. Keeps it interesting.
They had to go down an air shaft. Every single
But we give them too much credit for that too.
one of them hit their target.
I agree, Lori.
Remember fake news CNN said, well, maybe it wasn't as powerful or as good as we thought. No, it was turned out it was actually better. The Atomic Energy Agency said the hit was even stronger than anyone ever thought possible. And those pilots did a great job. What they were able to do, and those machines. But it wasn't only them. They were surrounded by F-22s and F-16s. They were surrounded by F-35s. We had 52 tanker planes loading them up with jet fuel because it was a long flight. They flew for 37 hours. Of course, I flew for 42 hours over the last few days, so I know how they feel. But
Except there's a bathroom on
they
Air
were
Force
sitting
One.
in one seat. I was able to walk around a little bit. But yeah, they said 42 hours.
I agree, Pat. He might be getting paid
I've been
off.
in the air for 42 hours.
Soros?
Over a few days, and that was fine because we took in trillions of dollars into our country. And we also, what's interesting? Japan took tremendous advantage of us over the years. They sold cars to us. We couldn't sell cars to them. They made a fortune. We didn't make anything. We lost money. But it's the exact opposite now. But you know what? They like us more now than they used to because they respect us now. They didn't used to respect us. And they have great respect for us. All of them. Every country I saw, including China. China now has great respect for us. They didn't have respect for us when they had Biden and when they had Obama. Obama was a terrible president. Nobody wants to talk about it because they want to be politically correct. I don't care. He was a terrible president. Our country it really started a very bad downward spiral. Then I stopped it. Then we had.
Wayne says the world is literally laughing at him. No, just in your mind, bro. That's the part that once you have an awakening from your own mind, you'll realize it
A
too.
rigged election, and then what Biden did to our country
Tomorrow,
should
I
never
love
ever
it.
be forgotten.
We're still on foreign policy, so I just
No,
have
I'm
another question.
on
to
all
ask you.
policy. I'm
I
not
know you
talking
are.
about foreign. No. I'm talking about everything.
Well, I just
I'm
wanted
talking
to-
about economy. I'm talking about everything.
I wanted to ask you about the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is coming to the White House.
That's right.
This
Dude, I want to see Trump wear the crown that Korea gave him, bro. I want to see it. And guys, thanks again for subscribing. I'm at 7,980. 20 more on this
was a
health insurance.
defective plan put into line by Barack Hussein
W. Jennifer, bro. Hell yeah. Thank you. Yep. I love him too.
Obama, who was a lousy president, not nearly as bad as Biden, by the way.
He's the great white hope, Jennifer Martin.
The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope.
Who, by the way, is building a museum that's like 4 times over budget. It'll never open. Built in a neighborhood that, it's just not going to work. The neighborhood doesn't even want them. And it's a disaster. The same guy that did his museum, which is a total catastrophe, came up with a bad health care plan. And for the sake of one vote, we would have had, it's so sad thinking back.
I hear you.
If we had the vote, that one vote, we would have great health care at a much lower cost. And that's what I want. But I don't want to give $1.5 trillion to prisoners and drug dealers and people that came into our country from mental institutions. What they allowed to come into our country, and we're getting them out, but what they allowed to come into our country, Nora, is horrible. So
The great Larry Bird, bro. He was the man. He was good. And that was kind of my time, but dude, we got 3 more subscribers, and we're at 8,000 subscribers, baby. Holy smokes!
Ready? We can make it good.
I don't want to get into too much
No,
of a
but
back and
here's
forth
all
on
they
this.
have to do.
Yeah.
Open up the country. Open up the country. We only
Meaning
need
end the
5 of their votes. We only need 5 votes. And already a few Democrats are already voting. They want to open up, and we'll fix all of those problems. Those problems are much easier than what I just did with solving all these wars.
Last question.
We had 9 wars on our planet. I solved 8 of them. I have 1 to go, Russia, Ukraine. I thought that was going to be one of the easier ones, but it's not, because Putin is tougher than people.
You have
W. Jim, bro. She didn't want to get into a back and forth because she knows Trump is gonna make Trump look good.
helped end these governments.
8K, baby. Hell yeah, dude. Just hit 8,000 subscribers, dude. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for supporting me, dude. Awesome. Dude, that's amazing.
in the past.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, baby. Thank you guys. Hell
When
yeah.
they came about, and you did it by
Woo!
bringing
Very
them.
good at it,
You
but I'm
brought
not going
members
to
of
do it.
Congress.
Yes.
I'm not going to
to
do
the
it by
White House.
extortion. I'm not going to do it by being extorted by the Democrats who have lost
Fuck
their
yeah.
way. There's something
Yeah,
wrong with these
Miss
people.
Then what happens on
Medication.
November
Schumer is a
15th when the
basket
troops
case.
don't get a
that was
patient?
so fun.
Dude.
See,
Hell yeah.
you did it. You guys did it. Actually,
Thank you, guys.
You and him. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. Also, thank you, Beta Wayne. Just kidding.
Schumer is
Thank
a
you,
basket
guys.
Case, and
Oh,
he has
hell
nothing
yeah,
to
dude.
lose.
That's
He's become-
awesome.
I just left Japan.
Wow.
He's become a kamikaze pilot. This
It
guy.
sounds like this is not going to
guy
get.
What a journey. That's been what? 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks at 8K. Wow. That's huge.
He's a
Solved.
kamikaze.
That's
he
huge.
would rather see the country fail than have Trump and the Republicans do well. But the people don't want that.
I hear you.
So
It
we have a
sounds like-
record-setting country right now, and we're not going to be extorted by a man who's grossly incompetent, who is going to be defeated by any one of 5 different candidates. We don't
Sounds
wanna
like
let
this
that
is not
happen.
going to get solved.
I mean, I think we're much better off, because here's the problem. The Democrats will do it in the first week in office. The Democrats, and I told that to John, and I get along with them great. We've had a great relationship. And I also know there are other Republicans that feel the other way, and I understand that too, but they're wrong. The Democrats will do it. if they get into power, and someday I guess they will, who knows? It's hard to believe when they have men and women sports, open borders, open everything, a transgender for everyone. The Democrats will do it in their first day in office. And
Oh, hell yeah. WVR, bro. Awesome. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, there we go.
the only reason they didn't do
Appreciate
it is
you, man.
because of
Thank you for
cinema
supporting me, bro. I
and
really
because of
appreciate
Ellen
it.
Joe
Did you see
Manchin
what Wade said? He's like, oh, they think I'm black. Okay, hold on. This top is out of control. Okay, they think I'm black, so I can't have little hands. No, Wayne.
Well, no,
you
he says
still
he didn't
have-
say I can't have little hands.
No, but like he's laughing at the little hands comment.
What little hands?
Because somebody called them little hands or whatever.
Is that they're calling? I think
they
Trump
said,
little
no,
hands.
Little hands, Wayne.
Oh, little hands.
Yeah,
Oh.
but now he wants to say that he has big. No, Wayne, you have little dick energy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Mismedication.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not giving it to him. No.
Holy cow, bro. Oh, my God.
West Virginia.
Wow, bro. Holy smokes. He got crushed by mismedication, bro. Oh, my God.
Good man. And they disagreed with it. Now, wait, had they approved it, I think just one of them, had they been able to get those votes, you would have had the
my
nuclear
God, bro.
option used. You would have had
I'm
the
breaking a sweat
filibuster
laughing.
ended, and the Democrats would have used it. So I say to the Republicans that want to be, all like, oh, well, we're above all that. The Democrats will do it. See, the Republicans have much better policy. We have smart policy. We have great policy. That's how we win.
Well, the Democrats don't even have policy. That's the main reason why Kamala lost, is because she did not actually have policy to speak to. The only policy that anybody in the country remembers is this policy that she ripped off of Trump, which was no tax on tips. And I say it before, the only other policy that she wanted was to give sex changes to male prisoners so they can go to female prisons.
The Democrats are vicious. They're vicious. They have horrible policy, but they are the most vicious human beings on earth. They are people that weaponize government. They do a lot of bad things. But
I ask you
the
about-
good thing is, from our standpoint, from the standpoint of winning, is they have the worst policy of, it's hard to believe, think of it, open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody.
Yep.
I mean, I could go point. These
Can I
are
ask
not
you about the
80-20.
economy?
These are 99-1 issues. And they don't change. I just watched this morning a
Mr.
show
President,
where...
can I ask you about the economy?
Just one thing. I watched a show this morning where a very well-known Democrat congressman was fighting like hell for men playing in women's sports. They don't change. They
Who
don't
was
learn.
that?
I don't want to tell you. You'll be able to check it. Just check your local TV.
Okay.
It's crazy how they're still fighting for men in women's sports. It's insane, bro. It's like the Democrats have not learned a damn thing since last year's election. They lost horribly for not having any policies, but also for the things that they stood up for were not what anyone in the country wanted, not even their own voters. And to this day, they haven't changed their tune. They're still talking about doing the same things. They're still fighting everybody. They're even fighting their own. I'm telling you, they called their own voters misogynist and sexist and racist for not voting for a black Kamala Harris, who turned black. She was Indian, then all of a sudden turned black. But whatever, it's all good. But they're not changing their tune. They need to come back to reality and start speaking to voters.
On the
years. If they take away the power of tariffs from us, and it has to be quick and nimble.
Rotten egg, I agree. Let's please, for the love of God, let the Democrats run Kamala again and watch them run her or whoever without asking the voters anything. Basically doing the same thing they did 3 times in a row. No primaries, either no primaries or they'll have the primary and still will put in whoever they want to put in, which is why they lost when Hillary ran. Bernie Sanders should have ran when Hillary ran because Bernie Sanders got more votes, but the Democrat leadership put up Hillary. Biden was then propped up by the leadership of the Democrat Party. So was Kamala Harris. They're the ones that are the dictators and the kings because they don't let their voters actually pick who's going to run for presidency for them.
You can't have Congress where hundreds of people have to look. They can't even agree to continue a country. You can't have Congress. This has to be quick and nimble.
Well, you just finished.
VR, thank you so much, brother. Really I don't know if you're a guy or girl, bro, but thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me, man. Good looking out.
That sentence, you said, if they take away my power to do tariffs, what?
It would be a very sad day for the United States of America. We're making a lot of money. We're respected again all over the world. We have great national security. Let me give you an example. With China, they were.
Wayne says, why do you care what Dems do? I used to care because I was a Dem like 3-ish years ago. But I also care because they are the second half of the other half of the country. And so it's a big deal and it's a reflection of our country. They put up a president that was essentially falling asleep when he would go visit other countries. It was sad. It's an absolute joke. When we saw here, let me just put it up because we're at that point where we just got to do this. When the world saw President Biden, when we saw President Biden do this,
with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's.
I mean, that was just sad for the whole country, bro. That's disgusting what you Democrats were doing. And by the way, you had Gavin Newsom come out and say he was gonna he knew Biden was completely checked out, and he still was voting for Biden and he wanted Biden to win just to go against Trump. Now imagine you're so lost with TDS that you want your country to be ran by somebody that's not even mentally there, and so just because you don't like Trump. It's insane. That's what all the Democrats that voted. I mean, it's just sad, bro. It's absolutely disgusting what they did.
Very strongly threatening us, frankly, with the rare earths. And then I said, well, if you're going to play that card, I'm going to put a 100% tariff on over and above what you're already paying, which was 55%, which was very high. A lot of money coming in, tremendous money like we've never seen. I'm going to put a 100% tariff on everything over and above. And you know what happened? We got a phone call 20 minutes later. We'd like to talk. If they take away the right to tariff, if we're forced to use Congress to approve, they can't approve anything. They would be sitting around for years debating whether or not we should use tariffs.
You want that power. You want that executive power.
You need it to protect our country.
Yep.
This is a national security. Tariffs are national security. If you take away the right to tariff, and remember this, tariffs have been used against us.
And can you just answer that question that tariffs have led to inflation? They have led to an increase in cost of living for most Americans.
We have no inflation. We have no inflation. Biden had inflation and he didn't have tariffs. He didn't use tariffs.
For the average
you know
American,
why he didn't use them? Because he's not smart enough to use them.
But the companies say they've passed.
It's absolutely true. Biden had 9% inflation and he didn't have tariffs. What she's saying is absolutely not based on truth. Tariffs do not lead to inflation.
More than 30% of these costs to the American consumer,
ready?
the tariffs,
Are you
and
ready?
somebody has to pay for it.
Yeah, you have to pay, but we don't have any inflation. Inflation is the real test of paying. Everybody said, oh, if you do tariffs, you're going to have inflation. So Biden had the highest inflation in the history of our country by far.
Thank you for subscribing,
no
guys.
Tariffs. I have very modest tariffs compared. Let me tell you, these tariffs ultimately are so good that at some point, when they're used properly, and I use them more properly than anybody's ever even dreamt possible, think of it. We've become rich, we're taking in trillions of dollars, and I have no inflation, and I have total national security. When I put the 100% tariff on China over and above what they were already paying, which was about 55%, so 155, they came to the table immediately and they made a deal with us that was a very fair deal. That's called national security. And then I didn't make them pay the 100%. That would have been instituted, that would have come to fore on November 1st.
I know our time with you is
Nora,
limited.
listen to me.
I hear you.
If I didn't have the power of tariff, we would be like a subject nation. We'd be subject to everyone else. Everybody uses tariffs on us. If I wasn't allowed to use tariffs on them, we'd be a third me. But even during my term, on a perfect phone call, I got impeached. This call was perfect. Tim Scott from South Carolina, highly respected, a legitimate person, totally legit. He read thank goodness we had a transcript of the call. The call I got indicted on, a call on Ukraine of all places, with the president of Ukraine. It was a perfect phone call. Tim Scott said, I just read the transcript. The president didn't do anything wrong. It was perfect. And that was the end of the indictment pretty much. But I had to go through a whole process. You know, the Democrats knew that I wasn't guilty because they didn't know the call was, I didn't know either. The call was essentially taped. So we knew exactly what the call, when they found out that the call was taped, Nancy Pelosi went crazy. They said, you made me go into this mess. She screamed at all these people that made her do it.
You guys hear what he's saying? They went after him so hard. And then when they found out the call was actually recorded and you could find out with actual evidence that he didn't do anything wrong, they were pissed. They were so mad because they were going to take him down. They were going to throw everything at him and he would have no way of proving his innocence.
Bad people like Schiff, et cetera, et cetera. So what happened is she went nuts. And just to conclude, and they said, let's do it anyway. They did it anyway, and I won very easily, as you know. But you can't then accuse me of weaponizing government. They were horrible human beings. They went after the President of the United States. They went after my children. They went into my wife's drawers. They went into my wife's closets. They held the dresses up. She came back. She said, oh, what happened? What happened? Because she's a very meticulous person. Everything's nice and neat. All of a sudden, everything's like, they went into my office. They took things that I was allowed to have filed under the Presidential Records Act that I was allowed to have. I had records. I was allowed to have them. Only the president's allowed, but I was, and there was nothing very significant anyway. There was like nothing. Wait, just 1 second. They opened these. I'm a very meticulous person too. I have files, beautiful. They took the files, threw them all over the phone, all over the floor. They were all over the floor. And they took pictures of them. This is my office. I said, what the hell? That's not my office. They took files. They threw them all over. And they took pictures and they released them to the public that this is President Trump's office. We caught him with all of this stuff like it was all over the floor of my office. These are crooked people. These are dissent. So don't ask me about, did you go after Letitia James, in my opinion, and I only say in my opinion because I guess the lawyers would prefer that I say that because I have a much stronger opinion. She's a total crook. She's a lowlife. Comey's a dirty
straight
cop.
up.
Bolton actually helped me a lot because he was crazy. He's the one, him and Cheney, a couple of people got Bush to go out and blow the hell out of the Middle East and then take, then leave. And actually Bolton helped me because every time somebody saw Bolton standing behind me, foreign countries, they conceded. You know why they conceded? Because they said, Bolton's a nut job. Trump is going to take us to war. But I don't listen to people that are stupid. Go ahead.
This is a question about pardons.
Wayne,
The Trump family is
where's
now
Wayne?
perhaps
What's he
more
saying?
associated with cryptocurrency than real estate. You and your sons, Don Jr. and Eric, have formed World Liberty Financial with the Witkoff family, helping to make your family millions.
What did he say about kids? Next time, can you copy paste it to me, Jen?
Of dollars. It's in that context that I do want to ask you about crypto's richest man, a billionaire known as CZ. He
and they're good. My one son is a #1 bestseller now. My wife just had a #1 bestseller. I'm proud of them for doing that. I'm focused on this. I know nothing about the guy other than I hear he was a victim of weaponization by government. When you say the government, you're talking about the Biden government. It's a corrupt government. Biden was the most corrupt president, and he was the worst president we've ever had. I only care about one thing. Will we be #1 in crypto? Crypto has turned out, and in that sense, I've been right. Crypto's turned out to be a massive industry, if you want to call it that. And I'm very proud to say that we are far and away ahead of China and everybody else. Now, China's getting into it very big right now. If you want to go after people, you're going to kill that industry, and it'll be very bad. Tremendous number of jobs. I campaigned positively on crypto, very openly. I campaigned. Biden campaigned against it. When Biden found out that I was getting like 100% of the crypto vote, which was a lot, he switched totally, and he went in favor of crypto. They went totally in favor. They had many people under indictment. They let them all go. They let them all go. You know that. Many people were under indictment. Biden was a corrupt president. Biden went all in on crypto at the very end because he thought he could get some votes. It didn't work. They voted for me. I want to make crypto great for America. That's the only thing. I don't want to have somebody else have crypto and have China be #1 in the world in crypto. Because in crypto, it's a kind of an industry where basically
Dude, are you serious?
you're going to have
Really? Pat says Biden wanted to tax crypto 40%. I didn't know that, bro. Wow.
#1, and you're not going to have it.
Who's Robin talking about? Because he's a bad character and so he's protecting. Robin, who are you talking about?
#2. And right now we're #1 by a long shot. I want to keep it that way. The same way we're #1 with AI, we're #1 with crypto. And I want to keep it that way.
I know my time is limited with you, so I want to be respectful of you, Mr. President. The issue of political violence I want to get to, because you were nearly assassinated in Butler, Pennsylvania. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's house was firebombed. Minnesota lawmaker murdered. What's your message to those on the left and the right who would seek to commit acts of violence?
Well, I think primarily on the left, a little bit of both, but I think primarily on the left. I think they have to tone it down. I think they have to approve the shutdown so it's not shut down. I think it's very bad what they're doing. They're hurting people. If you think about it, if people aren't going to get paid, they're going to be, a lot of angry people out there. They want to get their food. They want to get the money so they can live.
You guys keep saying Trump is a criminal. Robin, I think, was saying that too. Do you guys even know what he was convicted of?
In some cases, whatever they want to get, they want to get.
You have a whole internet. You can check it out.
The Democrats not giving us the votes, I think it endangers both parties. I think it's very bad. There's never been a case like this. This is fairly standard stuff. You do extensions are almost automatic.
For what?
In fact, they were virtually automatic. This is the only time they don't want to do the extension because they're losing so badly that they said maybe we have some leverage.
For what?
One of the senators said that.
What was
maybe
it for?
This is the first time we have some leverage.
I wonder if
but they really don't have leverage because
the
Republicans.
What was it for that he was convicted of, bro? That you guys have that you guys want to go and that's your major talking point. What was it for specifically? What was it?
Can't be extorted in order to ruin our country.
What was
Do you
it?
feel like we're at a breaking point given
It's crazy. The libs in the chat, the only thing they have to say is Trump's a criminal. What was he charged for? What was he convicted of? What was he convicted of? That you feel that strongly that that's your major talking point, then that's going to be your big moment.
everything that you just said?
No, it's been much worse.
Because
Over history, it's been much worse.
Oh, Brandon says this has been the talking point reason I subbed. What is that, Brandon? Because of what I said?
or the political violence that we just outlined.
Andrew Andrew Skrinner says best president in my lifetime and mine as well, buddy.
Of members of
that's a
people in
different question.
public
Yeah, I think
that have been targeted.
What did he get convicted of? What did he get convicted of? That's your big moment. That's what you have to come out and say. Oh, he's a criminal. And that was your big moment saying that? So lame, bro.
targeted. And then I just read that there's now a number of your cabinet
Tammy's right. For financial records.
secretaries and aides who are now living
That's
on
right.
military bases.
Yeah. Usually,
Wayne trying so hard to make it big. Say what it's for, bro. Say what it's for. Go ahead, Wayne. We'll wait.
when people talk, they're not the
That's your big moment. That's your big moment. They tried so hard to get Trump on anything they could. And what'd they get him for in the end? For some documents of some payments.
problem. It's the ones that don't talk in terms of that. But yeah, I think it's a lot of the rhetoric. Look, they call me a Nazi. I'm not a Nazi. I'm the opposite. I'm somebody that's saving our country. But they call me Nazi.
That's what you call beta male, bro. Beta Wayne.
Beta, beta,
Beta.
beta male.
Beta male. You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
Hell yeah.
They have talking points, you know, they have just talking points. And the press is largely responsible for it. The fake news, what they've done, I think one of the
Brandon
greatest
says
terms
they're
I've ever
running
come up with
off
is fake
the
news. What they've
policy of
done to our country is
accusations
very bad. They
mean
have to
guilty.
change it
It's
around.
sad.
Now,
Yes, sir. I
nobody
agree, buddy.
believes the fake news. Nobody
I agree.
believes them. I mean, they've gone,
I
you talk
agree.
about popularity, you talk about approval. Their approval numbers
I
have gone
agree.
from like in the 90s to in the teens now. We need borders. We need fair votes. And you really need a fair press. And you do. You have some great journalists, some great reporters, but you have some terrible.
Oh, Brandon says I subbed. Brandon says I subscribed to remind the chat to deal in facts, not accusations, Mehdi. Thank you. Good. Love it, bro. Thank you. Glad to have you.
Terrible, dishonest journalists. And I see it all the time because I'll give them a story and they'll have it. Even my trip with China, it was so successful.
Exactly, Andrew.
But of all, the Wall Street Journal, they said Trump lowers tariffs. That was the headline. Trump lowers tariffs. That wasn't what happened. I lowered tariffs
Hell
in
yeah,
order
Blake.
to get everything that anybody could possibly dream
Beta.
of. The
Beta.
point wasn't lowering tariffs. I put up a high number, I cut it, and I got everything. And yet the headline in the Wall Street Journal, beautiful picture of myself and President Xi, everything nice, but the headline was, Trump lowers tariffs. That wasn't the story. The story was Trump got everything, including world peace. We're respected as a country. We're not threatened right now, and we're not going to be threatened. As long as we have a strong, smart president, we're never going to be threatened by anybody.
There's been a lot of talk about 2028 and who will be at the top of the Republican ticket.
See, they have nothing to say, so they say you love a guy who likes PDFs and stuff like that. They have nothing substantial, nothing with substance. The whole beauty of this channel is I love to have dialogue with the left and right. Say something with substance that we could talk about, not garbage.
Can you set the record straight? You're not going to try and run for a third.
You don't have substance, Wayne. You just repeated the words Trump is a criminal like probably like 18 times in the chat, just because of financial documents or whatever the hell that was. And everyone knows it's the biggest scam ever. They tried to get Trump on anything they could, and all they could pull out was financial, like some kind of financial something or other. And that's lawfare, bro. It's pure lawfare. You know what I'm saying? And here you go again. He was convicted. You see, that's all you got, bro.
Term?
Well, I don't even think about
all you
it.
got.
I will tell you, a lot of people want me to
No
run.
substance,
but
bro.
the difference between us and the
No
Democrats
substance.
is we really do have a strong bench. I don't want to use names.
No
because it's,
substance.
inappropriate, but it's too early.
They tried
People do
everything.
like when you start talking
They
about
try to
women.
take the guy down, and they had rigged judges, rigged this, rigged that. They did it. They rigged the legacy media so that the jurors would be siding, against Trump, and all they could pull out was some financial records that still Trump argues, but still
Maybe like J.D. Vance or
I
Secretary
do like
Rubio.
J.D. Vance. I
Or
like Marco
Secretary
Rubio. I like
biggest, lowest loser mentality that you'll ever see is people saying Trump is a felon. He's a criminal.
I like so many.
Okay,
We
bro.
have an unbelievable bench. We could run 2 people together. We have a great bench. So I don't want to start talking
Robin, he is your president, and he will be for the next 3 years.
about elections. It's too early. One thing I can tell you, the 2020 election was rigged. And a lot of people say, when it's rigged, you're allowed to do it again. It was rigged, and it's been caught, and you see the same information that everybody else does, and it's coming out now in spades. But with all of that, we have a great bench. We have unbelievable people. You could go up and down my cabinet. We have great people. They don't. They have a guy that's ruined the state of California, ruined it, destroyed it. And I have a lot of property out there, I can tell you. They've
You, you are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
ruined the state of California. He has been terrible. Other than he's got a good line of bullshit. That's all it is.
He is your president, Robin,
He's ruined.
and he
For the
is your
state.
daddy, and
And
he
he-
is your president, and he will be for another 3 years. Woohoo!
He's one of the people running.
And then after that, Trump 2028.
Jasmine Crockett. She's a low IQ person. They say she might run for president. Jasmine Crockett. This is a very low IQ person. AOC, I watched her speak the other day. Almost the first time she was screaming, she was like a crazy person. She's got, not a good speaker, doesn't have, I don't think, but you never know what it is. You never know what it is that can spark an election. When Joe ran, the first time I thought he was terrible. He was horrible. I won by a lot. The second time he was running, he was doing very poorly, had a bad debate, and they replaced him in the middle of the election.
Oh, you're not American? Then what are you? Where do you live? Do you live in America? Where do you live?
This could only happen to me. They replaced him with somebody. The press got behind her. Oh, they were so behind her. But eventually she failed because she couldn't speak. She wasn't a very intelligent person, in my opinion, but she couldn't speak properly. She could not speak. And actually, 60 Minutes
Yep.
paid me a lot of money. And you don't have to put this on because I don't want to embarrass you. No.
Europe? Well, in some ways, Trump is, pretty much having a huge effect on Europe. So in a way, he is definitely making waves anywhere you are in Europe.
I'm sure you're not. You have a great
A major reason why a lot of countries in Europe are actually the citizens are standing up for their countries now is because of Trump. They're protecting their nations. They're nationalists, and they're not afraid to do it. It's because of Trump. Look at England. I think a big reason why England has now been able to stand up to their government is because of Trump.
I think you have a great new leader, frankly, because the young woman that's leading your whole enterprise is a great, from what I know, I don't know her, but I hear she's a great person. But 60 Minutes was forced to pay me a lot of money because they took her answer out that was so bad.
Congrats, Robin. You're in Europe, and Trump has a major influence on all those countries. What country are you in Europe?
It was election changing 2 nights before the election, and they put a new answer in. And they paid me a lot of money for that. You can't have fake news. You've got to have legit news. And I think that it's happening.
Mr. President?
I see good things happening in the news. I really do. And I think one of the best things that happen is this show and new ownership, CBS and new ownership. I think it's the greatest thing that's happened in a long time to a free and open and good press.
Mr. President, can
Very happy because, what we've done, I inherited a mess and I fixed it other than
Blake, I'm in California, man, and I agree, dude. Gavin Newsom is a disaster for us.
it will take a while to get all the criminals, the real criminals, the real bad ones out. But we've gotten a lot of them out. We've gotten a lot of the murderers out. We've gotten a lot of the people from jails out. And we've taken them back to their countries. In some cases, they're so dangerous that we've actually had to put them in our...
Robin says, maybe the fake news claims are true and I only get disinformation about him, but I check my sources and everything about him does not give him a positive impression. Yeah, you're watching fake news. You're watching legacy media. I mean, if you have any questions or let us know what it is you don't like, and we'll be happy to talk about it with you.
Jails.
Honestly, I'm not messing around. Be serious. And what country are you from?
Because we didn't want them coming back. I want to just keep it going pretty much the same way. I want safety in our cities. Our cities are a mess. And I hate to say it, they're Democrat-run cities. If you take the top 25 cities, they're almost every one of them is run by
Carroll.
Democrats.
And to people that say they're
Cashless bail, I'll
struggling
give you an
with
example.
cost of living
Yeah,
expenses, what
cashless
could you do
bail.
about that?
Well, let me just say, cashless bail is a disaster, got to be changed. Sanctuary cities really have to be changed. There's sanctuary, you know what they're sanctuary for? Criminals. Some basic things have to be changed. But one of the things I really have focused on is making Chicago great again.
Wayne, stop trying to make California as if like it was a result of what Gavin Newsom did. California has been California ever since the beginning of time. If anything, Gavin Newsom destroyed California and took it down. So don't try to act like Gavin Newsom's done anything good for our state. I'm born and raised here, bro. And if you're gonna say Gavin Newsom has helped our state in any way, then you're as much of a liar as when you entered this chat at the very beginning of the stream.
And we're just
And Robin, what country are you from? And what is it about Trump that you don't like that the media has indoctrinated you to believe? What I don't like is his way of bullying other countries. Well, you know, other countries need to get in line, and what he's done is what any president should do for their own country, is do the right thing for their own country. And if that means your country or other countries got bullied as a result of it, then maybe they deserved it.
Getting started in Chicago. But what we did in D.C., well, we took D.C. from being so bad to so beautiful. The restaurants are booming. You can't get into a restaurant. They were closing, and now they're all opening. You can't get a restaurant now. You can't get into a restaurant. But if you want to buy a restaurant or own a restaurant, you almost can't find it. I want to make this happen all over the country. I want it to be like that in New York, in L.A., in Chicago. I want to do it as much as can. You know, by the way, Memphis, we're there now. Memphis was a dangerous hellhole.
VR agrees. He says, I have lived in California for 20 years. He is by far the worst governor in the past 50 years. 100%.
55% down in crime. And this is after 2 weeks. We can do it all over the place. It's turned out to be a new passion for me, making our city. I had no idea we could be that successful. I thought it would take a much longer period of time. Do you know, in Washington, in 12 days, it was really good. In 1 month, it was close to perfect.
And for those that are suffering with cost of living increases and saying they're living paycheck to paycheck?
Well, I'd be very upset with Biden because we don't have any of those problems.
Robin said that's a stupid argument. Any person that thinks others deserve bullying, whether person or a group of people, should not be in a leadership function. Actually, no. Bullying is a way of keeping each other in check. You must be a heavy woke person if you're like one of those, oh, bullying, you should never, don't hurt anybody's feelings. No, bullying is a real thing, and it really comes from people being honest with each other. And that's what woke people call bullying, but it's people being honest with each other, negotiating. Sometimes hard negotiations can be seen as bullying in the real adult world. And for those wokies out there, if you're super soft, then you will see it as bullying. And instead of calling it bullying, speak to what you're talking about specifically that he did, instead of using words like bully. And let's get to the bottom of it. We'll discuss that.
We don't have inflation. You know, essentially, we don't have inflation. I inherited the worst inflation.
What do you consider bullying? What do you consider Trump bullying? Let's actually make it very clear. Since you said that you don't like that Trump is bullying other countries, what exactly are you talking about? What is the bullying that you speak of?
In the history of our country, we don't have inflation. We're down.
Okay, tell us about the Zelensky visit.
To 2%, even less than 2%. A couple of items like beef, I'm getting down. But
what about the Zelensky visit?
Groceries are down.
Healthcare premiums?
I can fix healthcare.
Did Trump claim? Robin is saying Trump claimed Iceland. Did Trump claim Iceland? Yeah, feel free to call in if you want. But Trump never claimed Iceland, first of all. And tell us about the Zelensky visit. What was up? What was up with that?
Then better healthcare for less money.
Yeah, I actually covered the Zelensky visit live with all of you guys.
Obamacare
What is it about the visit? I could pull up my own video of that.
is hurting people. Obamacare was a disaster from day one. I can fix it and make it good. I'd really rather start with a fresh plate, but if it's required to keep it, we can make it much better. But it's bad health care, and they're going to get big increases, and that has nothing to do with me. That has to do with the fact that it was originally put into play. It's a shame. But we can make it better. Energy is way down. You know, you're going to have $2 gasoline very soon. Nobody could believe it. You were at $4, $5, $6, and even $7. Look at the cost of gasoline.
Yeah, Robin, feel free to call in, and we could have a decent conversation. I'm not going to bully you. I don't think.
In California, what it was, I brought it down. Problem is, when I bring it down here in California, they put more tax. They tax the gasoline to such an extent.
Yep.
No, we're in great shape. This country is in great shape. We're ready to really rock. As I say often, we were a dead country. We were a dead country 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. Leaders have said that to me. Just recently, they said that to me. Even President.
How he gaslighted Zelensky about the whole situation. You can't tell me he treated his guests. Hey, these are leaders of countries. They're allowed to talk to people and be honest with them and say what they want. Let us know what he did exactly. He didn't gaslight Zelensky. He went. He offered Zelensky. He actually did things that, he allowed Zelensky to come over here and have a discussion with him. I think that's great. What did he do wrong with it?
He said, "I'd like you to be congratulated." He said it so beautiful.
What happened with the Zelensky visits? Tell us exactly.
I'd like you to be congratulated.
Since it's something that's very important to you, you should be able to explain what about the Zelensky visit, what to you was not cool or bullying.
Congratulated on the incredible job you did in bringing back the United States of America. President, she said that to me.
Hell yeah,
I know
Blake.
we're out of time, but just on that matter, we talk about
thank you, bro.
because I know how closely you follow the stock market. Do you worry about an AI bubble?
I guess I worry about everything, I mean, I'm a worrier. I worry, but you know what I do? I worry and then I fix it. I fix it. That way I don't have to worry.
There's a lot of money behind AI.
Well, there's a lot of money, and right now I'm taking advantage of it because we're leading AI. We're leading it by a lot. China's in second place, but we're leading it by a lot. We have the greatest minds of any country anywhere in the world, and we're using that. I'm using those great minds to help us. Now, will something happen later? I guess, something, but it could also be something very good happens. And I hope it's going to be very good. But if it's not so good, we're protected.
Yeah, feel free to call in. Anybody that wants to chat. Robin, feel free to call in. So Robin says, you've seen it yourself. The whole interaction was full of manipulation and finger pointing. That is not normal politics in my books. We don't know anything about you and your books and what your credibility is. And having a leader come over and having discussions with him, that's normal. That's how things go. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. Tell us what. You still are not saying what it was. You're saying you've seen it. You keep saying you've seen it. You've seen it. Yeah, we've seen it. But what we think it's fine. Tell us what about it you didn't like.
Our country is doing great. We're strong. We're solid. We've never been. I think we haven't been like this in maybe ever. Maybe ever. We have a great country, and you should be very proud of it.
Mr. President, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Nora.
Thank you.
It hurt his feelings. Oh, that's what happened. Did Zelensky get his feelings hurt? Or no, wait. Did you get your feelings hurt? Oh, your feelings got hurt. Oh, they said words? They used words. Oh, no, they said words. Oh, no, they said words. Words. Oh, my God. What are you ever going to do with yourself? I guess the world is over. They said words. Word crimes. Oh, no. Oh, that's the worst ever. You know what? Because of that, he's the worst president ever. He said words. Oh, shit, bro. It's so good. It's so good. It's almost as good as this, but nothing's as good as this right here.
Eligible for what I've been able to do with
I would have wiped the floor with the guys.
Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you.
Blake says, medication. When was the last strong American leader that you can remember before Trump? Nobody was like Trump, bro. Nobody was like Trump. That's why I tell you guys all the time, man. Remember these moments that we're in. Remember these moments when you have a president that does what he does, says what he says, and actually backs it up by doing the thing, walking the walk. Last year, he ran for president, and he told us, this guy right here, up here, told us he's going to do this and that and all these things. And we said, you know what? We like that. And we know that you, from experience, that you will do what you say you're going to do. So we're going to vote for you because we want those things that you say. Then he became president, and we got a caller. Then he became president, and he ended up doing those things that he promised he was going to do. Phenomenal. Dude, we got Random on the line. Let's do this. Let me get our caller line set up first. One sec. Yeah, it's really cool that he actually did what he said he's going to do. And dude, what a president. What a president. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just setting up the boom. And then I'm going to go here. All right, give me 1 sec. What up, Random? Hold on. You're not live yet. Hold on, bro. Hold on. All right, you're live, bro.
Trump attacked me. He hurt me very much with his words. He attacked me very viciously with his words. He assaulted me verbally very much. Punitive damages. I can't see without my glasses, God damn it.
Oh my God, bro. I love it, dude. Oh, all right, you're off. All right, cool. Holy cow. Guys, he hurt me with his words. He said words. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? He used words. He hurt my feelings. I'm a world leader, but I get my feelings hurt when he says words that I don't like. My name is Zelensky, and I'm a leader of a country, but you hurt my feelings when you use words. Please, bro, get out of here with that. Again, Robin is talking about respect. Look at what Robin said in response. Okay, if you think it's fine, then maybe it's just a cultural difference. No, it's not. You're being a weak suck. The USA books clearly don't define terms like mutual respect. No, having mutual respect means that I have enough respect to tell you how I feel to your face. That's what mutual respect. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and you can figure out what you want to do about it. That's mutual respect. Straight up. That's what that is. Anybody else want to jump on the caller line? Anybody else? Anybody else want to jump on the line? Yeah, that was good. That was good, Random. Hell yeah. Yeah. Anybody else want to jump on the line? Let's see, dude. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. If there's nobody else, it's my men are fit. Blake says this is why men are fit to be leaders and not women. Feelings dictate a woman's decision making. Exactly, bro. Exactly. No, I'm not getting Wayne on again because until Wayne actually admits to where he's from and all that kind of stuff and actually mans up, he's not going to ever be an alpha. He's going to be a beta for life. It's just obvious. But you know, he can make strides, honestly, with us if he just stops being like embarrassed of where his family is from and where his ancestors came from, and it would do great. It would do really great. I think it would. And it's the same thing that goes for Democrats. Democrats would do really well if they just man up and say, you know what? A lot of this stuff we're doing is stupid. Like Fetterman. Fetterman, for example, I'm going to just put on Fetterman because he just came on and said something. I mean, dude, Fetterman is amazing. Here's the thing. Fetterman says the things that all Democrats should say if they want to win the next election, and they can. If Democrats start learning from Fetterman, they will literally win the next election. No joke. Here you go.
Well, Senator John Fetterman, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I want to start by asking you, when you ran in 2022 for the United States Senate, did you ever imagine that in 2025 you would be sitting down with a Trump for an interview?
Well, I mean, I certainly would be open to it because it's always a pleasure to talk to we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. It's actually even more important now, the kinds of times that we're in right now. You know, we can't ever collectively turn our back to others, and people are increasingly.
As much as you guys in the chat are saying you don't like Fetterman, I wholeheartedly believe if the Democrats did a 180 and they fixed everything and they started acting more like Fetterman, they will win the next election. They'll have a way better chance. They may not win, but they'll have a better chance because they've really hurt themselves.
Forgetting to remember that we really need each other. So having this dialogue and having a conversation, that's what this is about. And honestly, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to sit down with you. I think one of the things that a lot of people love about you is that you seem to choose common
And those of you that don't know, this is Laura Trump.
sense over just kind of blind party loyalty. And you've gotten a lot of pushback because of that. Why do you think that is?
I mean, for me, it's in a sense, it's kind of easy to be that way.
I call it weak, and I did call you weak, and I still would call you weak for being worried about words and bullying. And Zelensky meeting was about bullying, and you Americans are bully, and you Americans don't know about mutual respect, and that's just weak talk.
It's like, you know, if
I don't know how old you are. If you're an adult, you should grow up and learn how to have discourse, learn how to have dialogue, learn how to tell people what they should hear. That's what free speech is about, by the way. Free speech is not for me just telling you all whatever you want to hear. Free speech is the having the ability and having the right to tell you things that you may not want to hear, that you may feel like maybe disrespectful or maybe bullying or maybe whatever, however you take it. But how you take things that people say is how you take things. It's not about, Elmo said it best in the chat. And so offense is not taken. Offense is not given, it's taken. And if you decide to take offense, that's on you. And she says, but if you're an adult, you can practice free speech without disrespecting others. It's up to you whether you want to take things as disrespect. It's not up to me. I'm going to tell you what I think you should hear and what I want to tell you. I have the right to do that. And you don't like it? Maybe you should live in a country without free speech so you can put, wrap yourself with bubble wrap so you don't ever get your feelings hurt.
If something that I happen to believe is true, or where the truth is in that situation, whether it's like, say, for Israel or for securing our border, it's very easy to follow that. And I don't check. I mean, I know how that might cost me politically, but then I think it's important to follow real truths in those circumstances.
I think that the people who you represent in Pennsylvania probably agree with your stance on it. And I think it's very refreshing, actually, to see a politician do those sorts of things and follow.
Yep. David in the chat says, you mean the same way conservatives get all butthurt over happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas? Yeah, the argument really does No, no, it's not the same thing. It's actually you just literally called out your own party. Thanks for reminding us. It's you guys that are the ones that are all got your panties in a bunch because you're trying to ban other people's words and you're making it to where people can only say happy holidays because you get offended when people say Merry Christmas. So if someone says Merry Christmas, the lefties, wokies got their feelings hurt and they're like, no, some people are not Christian or not something, whatever it was. And you're trying to ban people and trying to make everyone say happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. And we're the ones that are like, nah, dude, I'll say Merry Christmas if I want to. You just literally made our own argument for us, and you got it backwards, David.
Common sense. But do you feel like a lot of
What?
That's what they always do.
Yeah.
They always take our argument and they twist it.
They always take our things and they twist it.
Literally, it's the weirdest thing.
And David says, I'm a free speech libertarian, and the far right has indeed likes to silence. No, they don't. You have it backwards, bro. David, you literally, what you said was backwards. Their magical space, daddy, and religion. No, you have it backwards. You guys were the ones that were trying to ban us from saying Merry Christmas, and because you wanted to make us say Happy Holidays, and we said no, you're not going to silence us. We're going to say Merry Christmas if we feel like it. You literally have it backwards.
the establishment here in D.C. is missing that, maybe on both sides of the aisle, but particularly with the Democrat Party?
Oh, well, I mean, a lot of people forget or doesn't understand the state that I am honored to represent. Pennsylvania, perhaps.
Robin, you're talking about the woke side of America, not the conservative side, our side. You're talking about the left side, the same thing that David was talking about.
Most purple state in the country. And I am not just representing Democrats, I'm representing.
Robin also says alpha beta talk is so primitive. As long as you keep that at your main paradigm, you will never prosper again. No, as long as you keep thinking that it's a primitive thing and not also a now thing, you will stay lost in woke land, in la la land. It is something that is very much a current thing. It's the problem with the left wokies. They are trying to demasculate men. Men should not be demasculated. Men are leaders. Men are protectors. Men are providers. And you're trying to take them away from that mentality. And you're screwing up with their heads. And it's not cool.
Representing 13 million Pennsylvanians. And now I refuse to call members of the other team as fascists or Nazis or those other kinds of things. Because if you do...
No, you were just simply lying. But then again, I don't intelligence from it. No, that's you. You're the one lying, bro. You're literally the one that lied. You tried to take the thing where they said, oh, you can't say Merry Christmas anymore and blame it on the right. Good thing I caught you, bro. Good thing I caught you, dude. And throw it right back in your face.
Then that implies that, well, the people that vote for them must be the same as too. And that's absolutely not true. I know and love many of people that voted for the president. And they're not fascists, they're not Nazis, they're not here to destroy our democracy. They have different values and different views on what they think is the American way of life. And that's why I refuse to engage in those things. And that's why we really have to find a way forward. And after the tragedy with Charlie Kirk, people deserve to be able to grieve and the appropriate space to grieve and acknowledge the horror of what happened. And I'm not going to get in an argument or try to make points or say, well, this I disagree or whatever. It's like a father was shot in public. And now, hey, let's just let people realize the tragedy and let people grieve. And, you know, Pennsylvania, that's where the president was also shot. And now I was 30 miles away and like, oh my God. And it's like, thank God he was okay. But imagine where our nation would be if that could have gone.
Eric, thank you for reminding us. They literally banned, Eric is right, the left literally banned Baby It's Cold Outside from the radio. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Yeah.
In that same way, and where would our nation be?
Well, I appreciate so much, and I think so many Americans do, hearing you say that, hearing you say that Trump supporters are not Nazis, we're not fascists. You have been willing to break with your party on some very big issues. On, for example, the confirmation of Pam Bondi as Attorney General, supporting the Laken Riley Act.
I don't know what you're trying to say, David, but you're trying to like say something wrong with Blue Lives Matter. I don't know what your point is. You don't make sense.
For border security, strikes on Iran, paying federal workers, as you know, we're seeing play out right now.
Merry Christmas, Pat.
What
Merry early Christmas, bro.
goes into your decision to come forward and say, you know what, I think this is right? Do you get pushback internally from the party?
Well, I mean, let's, like Laken, the Laken bill. I actually, my good friend, Katie Britt, she reached out and saying, hey,
I don't know what
would you be
Boogaloo
willing
is,
to co-sponsor? And I'm like, yes, 100%. You know, she's Alabama. She's a different party, but she's one of my dear friends. And that's why we happen to agree. We need to secure our border. I'm very, very pro-immigration. Always have been, still is.
Same
but
here.
two things must be true. We need to secure our border. And then I do say that my party has done a bad job about our border. Absolutely, undeniable. And that's why I joined her.
Honestly, Robin, you don't know what a healthy system is if it smacked you right in the face. You have no idea what a healthy system is based on your rhetoric, talking about alpha, beta being primitive, and you're going to be primitive. And all. Honestly, you're very skewed on a lot of that stuff. As I explained to you, the men and women are very different, and you cannot be a man, wake up tomorrow morning and decide you want to be a woman. A kid cannot go on recess break from class at lunchtime and decide they want to be the opposite gender. That's not how these things work. And when you do that to men, and you try to change the biology, and you try to change what men are, and you try to demasculate men and then masculate women, it's like you're totally screwing with reality, and you guys have a completely jacked up worldview.
And I thought that we have the appropriate numbers of votes to do it, and that's exactly what happened. And like the Iranian, like that was, I really kind of led that charge. I'm like, absolutely. How can we allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon? Absolutely, absolutely. That would transform the Middle East for the worst. And that was entirely the right thing. And I celebrate that. And that has helped reshaped, and that might make peace possible.
Well, that's what your comment about alpha and beta was, what it implies. By the way, what country are you from? Why are you afraid to tell? Are you embarrassed of your own country?
And now that's another thing.
Just like Wayne, who's embarrassed of his ancestry.
That's a big deal, you know. The president, that peace deal. Why can't you celebrate that? It's like that war has torn the region apart, but also in our country too, the political sides. And now, if that's ending, and now you can actually work on peace, why can't you just say, hey, that's a big deal? I was disappointed the way, you know, my party seemed to kind of back away from Israel. That's our key ally. And they have the kinds of values that we live and what we aspire here in our nation.
If you could
I love what he's saying, dude. Yeah, Robin is embarrassed of the country she's from, and Wayne is embarrassed of where his parents are from. Let's see. Oh, Robin says, "Yeah, sure. I'm embarrassed of my own country. It's been a mess as well for a long time." What country is that?
advise the DNC or the leaders of the party, whoever they may be, in what they need to do in order to get back those blue-collar voters, a lot of them probably from your state of Pennsylvania, who crossed over party lines.
What the hell? Again, David has it backwards. So David literally has everything backwards. He's been indoctrinated so deep that he has things backwards. Look what he just said about books. It's literally the opposite.
And voted for President Trump in 2024 and Republicans. What do you think, what would you like to see happen in terms of your party going forward?
Robin, it's a country, bro. It's a whole country. It's okay to say what country you're from, bro. Like, it's a whole country.
I don't
Who
give
cares?
advice. I joke that except on fashion.
It's okay if you're embarrassed and you're you don't respect where you're from. That's okay.
But no, like it's like I'm not here to give advice on my party, but I try to be an example of leadership as a Democrat in the most purple part of our country, and that grew up with the other side. And I never lived in the kind of bubble, and I refuse to believe the very worst things about the other side, because I just know that's not true. They are great people, and now that gets back. It's been just very distressing. We are forgetting that we really need each other, and now political violence and things.
Brandon, is it true? I don't know if you know or not, but I'm curious. Like, is it true that the number one name or the number one new child, the male child's name in England is Muhammad?
It's like I think we need to hit the brakes.
I love to hear you say that. I love to hear you say we need each other, because I think that's right. And I think that that's how this country was supposed to be. That's how this country was founded. And it feels like we've gotten very far away from that. But I think that's why people
It is Muhammad, bro. I knew it.
Gravitate towards you, Senator, because you seem to be very open to sitting down.
YouTube
You're sitting
says
down
France,
to have a conversation
she's a
with me.
conehead.
You
And
actually,
I'll get grief for that.
I'm sure you will.
UK is dust, bro.
It's like
UK
no
is
one is
gone,
my
bro.
gatekeeper. No one is. Why wouldn't I have a conversation with people if we have different political views?
Exactly.
We can oppose each other on the floor and we can have different votes, but that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person or I'm not going to call you a name. It just means we're all Americans and we all love this country. And this is part of democracy. And that's, I'm an honor to participate in, but I think I want to elevate that conversation. I don't want to turn it into this kinds of circumstances where it leads to more and more political violence or more chaos.
What's wrong with the government that you live in, Robin?
you've actually been willing to sit down.
I love what Fetterman just said here.
Terrible person, or I'm not. Why wouldn't I have a conversation with people?
Listen to this.
That's absurd. It's like no.
Sitting down to have a conversation with me. You actually.
And I'll get grief for that.
I'm sure you will.
That's absurd. It's like no one is my gatekeeper. No one is. Why wouldn't I have a conversation with people if we have different political views? We can oppose each other on the floor and we can have different votes, but that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person or I'm not going to call you a name. It just means we're all Americans and we all love this country. And this is part of democracy. And that's, I'm an honor to participate in, but I think I want to elevate that conversation. I don't want to turn it into this kinds of circumstances where it leads to more and more political violence or more chaos.
Well, you've actually been willing to sit down and talk with President Trump. In fact, you had dinner with President Trump. If you don't mind, tell me how was your dinner and were you surprised at the end of it?
Yeah, tell us.
And I think this was in January, but before he actually took office. But I think that experience, I would use the same words that my friend Bill Maher uses, gracious, and just absolutely, it was pleasant, and it wasn't a show or anything. It was just like a conversation, and we could find things that we might agree on, and I thought it was a good conversation. And honestly, why wouldn't the senator of the state that carried him in the election, and I know plenty of people that voted too. Hey, he invited, absolutely. It's not about bending a knee, it's about having a conversation with the president, and I think that's entirely appropriate, and as a senator, I'm not sure why that anyone would find that controversial.
I love that, dude. See, that's why I'm saying Fetterman is a G, bro. He's a freaking G, bro. I'm telling you, if the other Democrats learn from this guy, they'll have a much better chance going forward. Right now, they They're digging their feet into the same things they were doing last year during the election, which made them lose major.
Have to work together. That's how it works. Some terms we're in the majority, sometimes we're in the minority. You know, that's why we all work together. That's the way democracy is.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube.
Right on. Guys, thanks again for coming with me tonight. It was a Sunday night live stream. We talked about, what did we talk about? We watched Trump and we talked a lot of stuff. We literally did social philosophy together. Socio-political philosophy. Pretty sweet. Socio-political philosophy. You guys are doing it. We're doing it together. That was badass, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the stream. If you haven't hit the like button on it, it really helps me out. But I appreciate you guys. I have a Discord. It's really active. We talk a lot. So if you guys want to jump on and talk off stream, feel free to do that. The link is on my channel homepage on YouTube. It's right there. But thank you, YouTube, for subscribing. Thank you, everyone. Jennifer, Blake, James, Brandon. Thank you, Jen, for the super tonight. Robin, Eric, everyone, Boo Boo, Random, State Line. Thank you again if you were still watching. Robin, even though I don't agree, thank you for coming along and stick around. There's a lot of people in the chat that don't agree with me, but we still hang out, we chat, we talk it out, and you'll get love. You may feel like it's bullying, but again, offense is not given. It's taken for whatever that's worth. Hopefully that means something to you. Appreciate all of you guys. Blake, good time. Beautiful Bill. Dude, appreciate all you guys. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I really do. This is my favorite thing to do in the world. I have other things I do that make me money so that I can do this, which is what I enjoy the most. And my favorite part of this is the chat. As you guys can tell, I probably stopped the video way more than I should, but I love the chat. I love talking with you guys. Socio-political philosophy, guys. You guys are philosophers. You guys are literally socio-political philosophers tonight. That was fun. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.